Now, who are the remaining hostages still in the Gaza Strip? As Israel continues its efforts to bring them home, freed hostage Matan Zangaucker does his first interview after over 2 years in captivity. Our correspondent India Naftali has more. India, what can you tell us about the remaining hostages?
Emily, we know that there are still 4 fallen hostages in the Gaza Strip, and all 4 of them were killed during the Hamas massacre on October 7th. Now, Hamas claims that they are not able to find the bodies due to what they call chaotic circumstances in the Gaza Strip. However, if we can remember, Hamas did initially agree to the return of all the hostages, dead or alive, within 72 hours of the ceasefire, which, as we know, they have not held up that side of the bargain. The first of the fallen hostages whose body remains in Gaza is Dror Or, a chef and cheesemaker. At 48 years old, he was murdered by Hamas terrorists on October 7th in Kibbutz Be'eri, and his body was taken into Gaza. His wife was also murdered on that day. Their children, Noam and Alma, were kidnapped alive into Gaza, but were later freed during the November 2023 ceasefire. The teenagers were devastated to learn upon their return that both of their parents had been murdered. There is also Meni Goddard, 73 years old, who was murdered together with his wife when Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorists invaded their home in Kibbutz Be'eri. He was a former professional soccer player and fought in the Yom Kippur War. Ron Gavili was a 24-year-old police officer serving in the Yassam Patrol Unit, which is a special patrol unit in Israel's police force. He fell in battle while defending the country. His body was abducted into Gaza. And finally, there is 43-year-old Sudasak Rintalak. He is the only non-Israeli among the remaining hostages. He was a Thai agricultural worker who was working on Kibbutz Be'eri when he was brutally murdered by terrorists. And now, released hostage Matan Zangaucker is sharing his story. In a new interview, he described the mind games his Hamas captors played, feeding him false reports that they had destroyed Israeli tanks or killed soldiers. While in captivity, Zangaucker learned about his mother's tireless campaign to bring him home. It was a discovery that, he says, kept him strong through 2 years of captivity. When all 4 of the remaining fallen hostages return home, it would be the first time in over a decade that no hostages, living or dead, would be in Gaza. Now, it's a moment this country has long awaited, but it's also a non-negotiable if we want to see the next stage of the ceasefire plan come to fruition. Emily, back to you.
All right, India, thanks for that update. Certainly important to highlight the plight of those remaining hostage bodies that have not been returned